right or I push it.
Farther than I thought you were.
But just remember, I mean, every time you step to any putt, whenever you're practicing, I'm not giving you guys a hard time at all. You have to go through your routine. I'd see you all, putt the first putt, just get the next ball, and then whack it. I mean, if you want to get consistent with it, especially under pressure, in the heat of the moment, you've got to step back and kind of, breathe, think about everything you've practiced, and go from there. If you just step right back in it and rush it, and you don't even know that you're rushing it, trust me, I do it. But if you can stick to your routine, that goes really far. Starting with, the setup. I'd like for you all to, really work on that to get all your lines correct. Lay some sticks down. You can lay them down with your feet to start with. Also, the drill we worked with earlier with the 2 sticks with the putter, you can do both. Speed is huge. That's, free putting is no fun. That'll lose you some money out there. And one putting is great too, from 10 feet and in. Obviously, on tour, about 30% of them make it from there, but that's 30% that win. So
I think the head is more important than the sand.
Oh yeah.
I really do.
The brain is huge.
When
the body reacts.
When someone says I move my head, I know I'm putting that.
But you're talking about the head itself, not the brain.
Yeah.
True. You can move your head a little bit, I feel, but all in all, I feel like the lower body needs to be the most stable than anything throughout the stroke. You are correct.
I don't know.
But it's all preference. There's no right or wrong to this.
I have arthritis in my vertebrae up on my neck.
Okay.
So for me to rock my shoulders the way you want me to rock them, I have to move my head.
Okay.
I think that's going to be helpful.
Right. You have to adjust to injuries, and things like that as well. And I'm glad you touched base on that. So, I have wrist problems. I can't have a big release anymore in my golf swing. I guess it's just age. I don't know.
You don't know age.
I'm understand. But yes, but you teach around the player's capability, and if you can't physically move your head up and down or left or right, then you can't. So you have to teach around that. And that's the way I've been taught growing up, and I think that's the correct way. But there is no correct way. But
At Bonita Bay, everybody's got problems. You're going to be dealing with them all the time.
that's okay. I mean, and that's why there are a bunch of people here to work with. Like Aaron. Aaron's a flexible young man, and do you feel like that your head moves? Do you feel like you need to keep your head still or your body still? How do you feel?
As you said, if my base is bad, if I'm leaning forward, if in any way, shape, or form from the feet up, my head's going to adjust to where my body is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think if my body's stable and my legs and everything's square, my head will remain where it needs to be.
Okay.
So it does, for me, it starts with the base and goes up. If I'm a little forward with my weight a little forward, my head's going to be in a different spot. I'm going to miss the putt a little bit, But I do feel that if my base is solid and everything up, then my head will stay and it'll work. It works for me. Absolutely.
Right. There are plenty of different ways to do it, and plenty of different ways to teach it. And I agree with everybody's theory behind it. You don't have to necessarily keep your head stable, but I feel that the pendulum that you create, when I said in the setup from the beginning, from starting, standing straight up, bend from your knees and down from your waist, and this V that you create, especially like in your golf swing as well, that if you rock, the easier way to rock is if you keep this stable.
Absolutely, I think.
But you can move your head a little bit. Any way you like to do it.
If your legs move, your head will definitely move.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I feel like everything in golf starts from the ground up.
Yep.
And
I I will allow my head to move because I think it's going to assist me in rocking because of that arthritis. That's useful.
Do you feel like you move your lower body rock or your upper body rock?
This has been good because you've now told me establish that, not worry about
Right.
my head stuff. That's useful to me because now I can see I can allow my head
Right.
to move
And your
not
base is
worry
stable.
about it.
Well, I think what is, your head's moving this way. It's moving this way.
Right.
And I don't see you
Laterally,
moving your head.
big time is.
You're not moving your head that way. You're moving your head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
you're going.
That makes sense.
But
There.
you're not moving
What you just
laterally.
did is what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah, you're not moving laterally. You move laterally.
And you look at people say keep your head down and release the putter, but there are plenty of ways to putt the golf ball. You look at McIlroy; he keeps his head down and keeps his left wrist firm through the ball. You look at Brandt Snedeker; I mean, he takes a shorter poppy stroke with a lot of wrist. I mean, I can go on for days with the different strokes out there. So there's no real correct way to do that.
Brand, which was best putter on tour, best saves 2 years ago. Last year he was not. He plummeted to 100 on the tour, and it was because of the smacking. And I think he's been working. He's a member of our club.
Oh, he's
A quality guy.
Vanderbilt boy.
You betcha.
He is all the way.
Do you have any theory about how far back versus how far forward as people teach? Come back short for the finish strong.
I've been taught both ways. I went to a teacher about 2 years ago that liked real soft and long. I can't play like that. I'm more, and I'm not saying I'm a short and poppy, but I feel like that I use my eyes to judge the speed. And I feel that everybody else should too. Don't look at the green, don't look at that. If you've read the green, you've read every putt, all you can do is you've gone through your routine, and all you go through your setup, look at the hole, and just use your eyes to judge how far to hit it, and then rock. So if you're thinking about how far the club is going back, or how short and quick, I don't like that. That's just me, but I feel like your eyes are being controlled by your mind, and that's more powerful than your hands and arms just trying to hit a putt.
I'm surprised, man, in your youth, the young people all learn left-hand road. Us old people had right-hand road because that's the way we were brought up. But all the guys on tour, whatever you say, that you know, you hear Palmer, he said if he could start over again, this is what he'd do, left-hand road.
You know, there is no correct.
And I'm surprised you're not there, frankly.
I've tried it.
This
I
is
like
Satira, how are you? Left-hand bow?
Nope. Right hand low.
Okay.
It's all preference. There is no correct way to swing a golf club or putt or chip or pitch or drive the ball.
That's right, but you know,
I know.
On shorter putts, I feel that a lot of people are more comfortable with that. On longer putts, that's when they shy away from the left hand low. It's harder to control the distance.
What about hand pressure?
Hand pressure to that. I feel that you would like to grip the club, well, starting with in your fingers to the base of your hand with your thumb pointing down. So you would grip the handle, and there's no correct grip way to grip the club. You can interlock, you can overlap, you can cross it. So I was always taught the Tiger Woods grip because that was my era, and he would put his left hand on first, and then he would overlap his pinky. And then he would take his index finger on his left hand and put it 3 knuckles up on his middle finger. So, and that was all preference. I mean, I've putted so bad sometimes I just went right to a 10 finger or an interlock. There's no preference, but grip pressure, I feel that you need to be in control of the golf club without strangling it. I mean, you don't want to hold it so soft where, you know, it can move around, but you don't want to death grip it where people are saying, wow, he looks like he's going to kill that thing.
I'll tell you, the bigger grips now make a bigger difference.
Correct. I was going to go to that next. The bigger grips are huge these days. They take a lot of the grip pressure out. They use a lot of your bigger muscles, and you can rock. And that's all preference as well.
What about heavier versus lighter putters?
Heavier versus lighter.
equipment.
Equipment, that varies as well too. You know, I play. Mr. Dave, what's your take on that?
As far as
Heavier and
putt,
lighter.
I prefer a heavier putter
Why is that?
because I can feel it, and I don't have to work as hard in my swing because there's more mass.
Okay.
That's why I like it.
Okay. Aaron?
I prefer a heavier putter. Absolutely.
So you don't. So you're using your bigger muscles and just letting the putter flow,
Right.
as opposed to using your hands and almost fingers to manipulate.
Kind of.
Forearms,
Well,
hands.
the thing is that I have a heavy putter with a big grip.
Okay.
So it definitely uses the bigger muscles, takes a lot of the pressure out of my hand, and I can feel the head of the putter still with that bigger grip. A lot of times with a bigger grip, you lose feeling in your putter head.
Correct.
I feel with a heavier putter head and a bigger grip, it's still, as the manufacturer intended, you can still feel what you're doing.
Okay.
That's how
I agree.
feel about it.
I agree.
And what about opening and closing the toe a little bit versus straight back, straight through? Which
That's taught differently for a lot of teachers. The toe opening and closing, I feel like, is more old school to me. I do it. Old school as in.
which is old school starting?
I feel like the opening and closing, like it's, you know, like a windshield wiper.
Yeah.
Opening and
That's old
closing.
school?
That's a release. I feel like that is, and I was taught that. I'm not saying like old school, but the newer ways to teach, if you watch the guys on tour, they'll take a more narrow stance, and their shoulders almost go, I wouldn't say down, but they're rocking up to down as opposed to just flowing on a level plane. So, but you know, obviously I'll go back to McIlroy at first Tiger Woods. McIlroy has the more of the rock down, but he keeps the left wrist straight. Tiger, as we know, he has problems with it now, has more of the open level shoulder turn, level plane, excuse me, to a closed. You see how that, I mean, the putter just kind of flows. And that's good for, I feel like that's good for a heavier putter too. Because the putter, you're taking the weight of the putter and just letting it flow. It's all preference when it comes to that, I feel. But you're going to go to different teachers and you're going to hear different things. And it's what you like. But I feel like, you know, the start of putting, like I said earlier, works from the ground up, from the fundamentals, from alignment, aim, posture. And I would work from there.
I think technically you'll find that if those who use heavy putters would be the slow flowing swing. Because
Correct.
The heaviness gives them that.
A little longer.
And
They
the other
can,
guys who take shorter putters would be a bit more popping practice.
I agree because you can feel the way of the putter with your body, and then you can feel the flow of it coming back into the golf ball.
I can switch it. If I use a heavier putter on slow greens and a lighter putter, I go back to my bullseye on real quickly. So if I'm playing Oakmont for the 14th, my bullseye is just fine.
You know, that's counterintuitive because the faster the thing,
That would
the
be-
more you would like the speed to be controlled. But where it's slower, you would like. I think
But he can use the same speed in the swing because he's lighter with a faster ball. So he's using the same normal
So you
speed.
think that you want to use a harder putter or heavier putter on
Well,
faster
it's-
greens or
I
soft?
do.
Or
I
soft?
do. I think the faster the heavier the putter you want because you want to control the speed.
But do you like softer or harder on faster greens? Like the face?
I don't know about this. It's all metal. Ain't nothing
That's
moving
too
here.
much touch for us.
I'm just asking. I have to ask.
I don't think there is a difference in pitch. And you could get, I guess, a surface which has a.
I feel like you are correct on the heavier the putter on faster greens. The majority of the people would like that. Just because you can feel the putter, you can feel the weight of it, you can kind of feel what the face is doing. You feel, and that goes back to speed, because that is the number one key, I feel, in putting, pace, speed. But that starts with alignment, routine. You have to go through that every time to make all that happen.
Okay.
So,
Good stuff.
so next time we'll be at the full swing.
All right.
Perfect,
Look forward
gentlemen.
to it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your help.
Thank
Justin,
you.
that's terrific.
Absolutely. Thank you.